All right, it is day 45, and I am seriously thinking about relocating to Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm feeling confident, even if I don't have a job lined up over there at the moment. I'm thinking maybe next month because the weather will be better, and if I have to temporarily continue living out of my car over there in October, November, I think I could do that while I sort everything out. There was one thing that happened yesterday that taught me the wisdom of why I felt a sense of belonging over in Phoenix. So first, 3 days ago, I was interviewing for a startup company in Phoenix. They only had 2 or 3 other employees. And the manager spoke his mind a little bit too freely. But you know what? I actually loved that. He asked me if I was married, which is not a question you would normally think about preparing for at a job interview. And because he spoke his mind, I decided to speak my mind as well. I said, no, but you know what? That's why I have all this experience. And I marry other things in my life, like my publication that I'm submitting later this week, and some other things. That's how I answered it. But you know what? I much prefer that than somebody who secretly has a problem with me being single. Because if they secretly have a problem with me being single, I don't have anything to respond to, right? That's a problem I ran into with my last workplace. Now, something else happened yesterday that taught me the wisdom of being open and how even if you have to do something because of certain needs, if people understand why you're doing it, it might be better. So I had gone to, we have 2 Whole Foods stores here in East Side Seattle. We got one in Redmond and one in Bellevue. But they're really annoying because the one in Bellevue has the better selection for the cafeteria, but they have no seating. And last couple of months, I don't need to tell you how hot it was here in the Seattle, Washington area. Now, in the one in Redmond, it's just the other way around. They have plenty of seating. They have a lot of places to sit down and mingle with others, but they have no selection in their cafeteria. And I got so frustrated that I one day while checking out at the Redmond Whole Foods, I decided to bring this up just to see what's going on. And I wish you guys had the selection in Bellevue, because over in Bellevue they have no seating. And I learned. The cashier apologized to me and said, that we're kind of short-staffed, we'll be bringing it back. And I said, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's great. At least you don't overwork your staff, right? And it made me a lot less uncomfortable about the situation. And in fact, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if at some point I need to get a temporary job here at Whole Foods, I might consider it now, right? Because it gave me a nice warm fuzzy feeling is how I want to put it. Now contrast that to the boss I had 3 months ago. Oftentimes I'd be having a good day at work and all of a sudden he would tell me you can go, out of a 4-hour shift after 2 hours, not to mention, it's a good 15-20 minute drive there. He'd tell me to leave early and all that, which is really annoying. He doesn't know I live out of my car, obviously, and this is winter time, so when he cuts my hours short like that, not only do I lose a couple hours work, but I'm evicted from his warm office building. He doesn't know the second part of the problem, but I almost thought about, this is a tutoring center, and sometimes he has too few students to justify me staying there. I almost thought about asking him, maybe we could think about my pay rate, if you can lower it so that I can have consistent hours. That's really not something you can really bring up, but because he doesn't know I live out of my car, and even just having that nice warm office to go to, even if I had to work for free, I would do it. He didn't notice that. He didn't know that, obviously, and I can't really tell him. But he would just tell me to go, and he didn't even, no explanation, no apologies. And he often kept me out of the loop in terms of discussions and meetings. And meanwhile, I would see my coworkers take time off for... I had a coworker who was Latino, and he had a niece who was celebrating her... They have a special celebration for their 15th birthday. I had another coworker take off to go to a wedding, and another... take off to go to her brother's graduation. She's in college, her brother was graduating high school. And meanwhile, you can go now. Oh, can you come at 10 a.m. tomorrow when I'm out in Ellensburg? Because it was so cold, I went to Ellensburg to look for an Airbnb where I could actually afford it. And then he calls me back at 10 a.m. the next day. And without any good explanation or apologies. And had he even just said, you know, oh, one of the students is having a rough time. He got a D in his physics exam and his dad took away his cell phone. Had he even just said that, I might have felt a whole lot better about coming back, right?